notice something about Salesforce website. You'll notice this meta property OG. Did you notice that? OG. Now, meta property OG is simply open graph. Open graph. Open graph protocol. Open graph protocol is like a Facebook thing. It was Facebook that kind of generated it. So like you are kind of converting your website to a graph using this. Okay, so whenever a social media is trying to relate with you, remember that metadata is machine passable, meaning that it is capable of being read by a computer or a machine. So whenever whenever a social media bot, that's robot, is searching for your site, okay, first of all, open graph OG. So meta, let me just put it here so that you can see how to type it. So meta property. Oh, sorry. I should have just want meta property, okay, equals, then the quotation, now OG. Then after you type in OG means open graph protocol, right? Then you now put in your colon, okay? Then there are 4 OGs that are very important if you want your site to be read by social media. There are 4 OGs that are very important. The first OG is called title. See there? OG, that's title. Then of course it's going to have a content. Type in the content of your title there, just like this. Just like this, where's title? See right now, title. So title. So when a website, when a social media platform searches your website, it goes to the OG title to see your title. So look at the title. Salesforce, we bring computers, companies, and customers together. Okay. Now, the second one that is needed in meta property for the open graph is, let me just copy this so that I'll be faster. Just want you guys to get it. So the second one also that we use is called OG image. Now OG image, look at it. Where's image? Okay, look at it now. OG image. OG image is going to tell the social media engine that is searching that, okay, the image of my search engine on your own social media, on your social media platform, is going to be found in this link. So if you want to find my image of my website, find it in this link, or you can create your own link for it. Okay, that's your OG image. There's another one called OG type. The 4 main ones are this: meta, OG type. In OG type, you're telling your social media search engine, social media when it's searching you, that, okay, now open graph, the type, what type is it going to be? Video? Is it going to be an article? Is it going to be an audio? Is it going to be business? So look at it right now. OG type. So the content here is written here as article. Now, so we've talked about OG type, that's the open graph type. OG image, open graph image. OG title, that's the open graph title. There's another one called OG URL. That's also very vital, okay, when you're using meta tags. When you're using meta tags, it's very good to use the OG URL. OG URL is just going to tell your social media to point to the URL directly. Oops. To the URL of your site. Ensure you use your site's URL, your canonical website's URL. Meaning that your exact, look at this right now. For instance, Salesforce used their own website. Ensure you always, so this OG type can be, you might put article, you might put news, you might put videos, you might put business, you might put sales, anything. URL is your own website's URL. Image is the image of your website on the social media, how it would look like on the social media. Then title is the title of your website on a social media platform. So look at it this way. Let me show you something. If I go right now, I'll look at this. Okay, any tags with OG before a property name are open graph tags. Okay, let me just quickly take you here. Look at this. Post on Facebook with OG tags. Now look at this. OG, this is OG image. So if your website, if someone searches your website, or if social media is trying to search your website, it's going to pick your OG image to display it. It's going to pick your OG title. It's going to pick your OG description. Okay, and it's going to also pick your OG URL. So it's very important. Okay, the last one you can also use is the OG description. Those are the very vital ones. So let me change this to description. So description allows you to describe your website. OG description. So look at this guys here. They used OG description. Okay. So they are also describing how their site looks like. See, they are describing how their site looks like with OG. Okay. So that is how it actually works. So this is how meta tags works. All right. This is how meta tags works. It's majorly meta tags are majorly things that they're like what I can say is basically turns your web page into graphic objects. Remember what I called the OGs, Open Graph Protocol. Okay, Open Graph Protocol. So Open Graph meta tags are snippets of codes that control how URLs are displayed when shared on social media. Always remember that. Open Graph meta tags are snippets of code that control how URLs are displayed when shared on social media. It was majorly used by Facebook, but you can also use it on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Okay, now that is why this site, they used it as Twitter site, Twitter card, Twitter URL. So Twitter URL, they showed it right there. They just put it. So if Twitter is following them, this is what they can use. If they are on Twitter, they can use this. But their Twitter site is this. Okay, I think I've really said much about the OG. That's Open Graph Protocol. It's very interesting, but you must know your meta tags. So why are Open Graph tags important? 3 reasons. They make content more eye-catching in social media feeds. So all those adverts you see on social media feeds, it can allow you to get OG, can allow you to bring them on your social media feeds. They tell people what the content is about at a glance. They help Facebook understand what the content is about, which can help increase your brand visibility through search.